welcome back to Miami Miles. My name is Mickey, and welcome for the very first time to my Cayman 981 GT4. I am so excited. This thing is absolutely sick. As a matter of fact, just last week, I'm sitting in bed with COVID with this bullshit ass fever, scrolling up and down Autotrader. For most of you that have ever done this, you know it's not the most healthy thing to do with your bank account when you have nothing else to do but scroll up and down Autotrader. So I ended up finding this thing. I found it at the collection down here in South Florida with a CPO warranty. So I ended up pulling the trigger on the car without seeing the car at all. But that decision did come with its fair share of consequences because the car does have a couple problems. Nonetheless, what I want to do in this video is I want to do a little walk around the car, show you what I paid for it, what options the car has, and then I'm going to talk to you in detail about my plans with the car, which I alluded to in my previous video. And lastly, we're going to go for a ride. I'm going to tear this thing up like I normally do. The difference is this is my car. It's not some rental Turo car. It's mine, which means that your boy doesn't treat his cars with any respect, and this car is about to get disrespected on Miami roads. But first, guys, I want you to come with me and check out this beautiful racing yellow example of the 981 Cayman GT4, perhaps one of the most exotic Porsches I've ever seen. Now, the first thing you'll notice, these carbon ceramic brakes, the PCCBs. Ooh, the PCCBs. Look at the size of them. Look at the size of them. I can tell you right now, I've gone here and I'm never going back to the Steels, baby, because these things are huge. Let me start right there. I've been driving this car for a couple days now. And I would have never imagined that I'd be able to feel so much tactility from a brake. Finally, I have that feel, that delicious engaging point at the top of the pedal. When these things engage, it feels like somebody's tearing the face off your very skull. These are absolutely breathtaking, and not just breathtaking, but beautiful to look at. So come over here and let's look at the rear of the car, the sexy rear hips. Look at this. Look at how wide the GT4 is. Now, for those of you that haven't seen the width of a GT4 in person, it's actually quite impressive because the car looks exotic in its proportions and it's much bigger than you would think. Like, this car only weighs 2,955 pounds, so it's very light, but it's very large. So if we come around here, we'll see how this car has been outfitted with the silver GT4 wheels. Those indeed will be powder coated gloss black to match the black and yellow theme with the car. And then back here on the wing, well, we see the mounts, which are also silver to match the wheels. Something I didn't quite understand about the car is the fact that they went black with the logo, with the GT4, yet they had to go silver with the mounts and with the wheels. I wish they would have just done black and yellow, but I can tell you, I'm going to do the black and yellow theme, baby. So now what I want to do, guys, is I want to go into the inside of the car. How you doing? I want to go on the inside of the car and show you the interior. So come on with me here. Oh, so as we put our feet into the cockpit, now that was pretty dramatic. It's really not that hard to get into, ladies and gentlemen. We sit in what looks like a traditional Porsche interior. Like, this interior is so nice. First, we have the beautiful yellow stitching appointing every surface of the car. Not only do we have it here on the doors, but on the steering wheel, on the dash, on the seats, matching these incredible racing yellow seatbelts. I just see these and I get a little hard in the pants. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, let me put that back. Down here we have the rugs that also have the yellow appointing, and the car does have, again, this silver trim. Again, not my favorite. I wish it was carbon fiber, and I wish the car was themed in all black and yellow. But overall, a very good looking car. Now, a little issue that I want to talk about the car, because it is CPO, and whoever had it before is such an idiot. Sorry, whoever had it, if you're watching this, you are a dumbass. Why would you keep this car outside? You damaged the headlights. You also damaged the dash, to the point that the dash has started to unglue because the sun was hitting it and directly melting the glue that adheres this leather to the dash. So again, another thing that Porsche CPO has to replace for me, in addition to the headliner, which is drooping down akin to the one in my 600 LT that used to droop down and mess up my beautifully coiffed hair. So a couple issues with the car. Nonetheless, it looks absolutely spectacular, and once Porsche irons out these little problems, I think it's going to be one of the best spec GT4s in the world. So guys, overall, I am absolutely gobsmacked, as the Brits would say, with this car. I love how it drives. I love how it looks. I love the attention that it gets. It reminds me of my 600 LT. It is incredible. But the part that really sets it apart from everything else in the world is the way it drives. Now, I have reviewed one of these. I actually compared it against the Evora GT in a previous video, and I ended up concluding that the Evora GT was indeed a better car, and it is much more fun to drive. But this thing has incredible potential, which I'm going to talk to you about as we go for a drive. So I'm going to go ahead and strap up the cameras around for the car, and then we are going to tear this thing up on Miami roads. So here we are in the GT4. Get a load of this. Dude, this thing is an absolute riot because it gives you the confidence to drive it around like a little bit of an asshole. Oh my goodness, it is so satisfying. It is so satisfying. But before I get into the details, let me tell you why I bought it in the first place. And let's start with the little comparison I did just a couple weeks ago against my uncle's Evora GT, wherein I came to the conclusion that the Evora GT was the slightly better driving experience. Now, even though I came to that conclusion, I don't necessarily think it's the better car. I do believe that this is more comfortable. This is easier to exploit on a road like this. This is just a little bit more drivable on a daily basis perspective. Now remember guys, I do have a GT3 Touring, and I've been daily driving that thing every single day. So I figured, what car better to daily drive and to do a little project with, a project where I send this thing up to demand and I swap out that 3.8 liter producing 385 horsepower for a 4.5 liter that will make over 550 horsepower. What better car to do both of those things? And the answer was this thing. Dude, it sounds so good, and it is so much fun on roads like this. Oh boys, where do I start with this car? What do I think about the car as is? Well, I think the most logical place to start is the handling of the car, right? The way it rides over bumps. It's got so much balance. Like, people talk about this balance thing, and it's hard to convey through a camera or to comprehend if you've never driven one of these things, but it feels like the center of gravity of the car is in the absolute center of the car, and that just gives you so much confidence to drive on a little road like this, to go around these little corners and to accelerate and beat the shit out of it. Oh my goodness. It gives you so much confidence because you feel like you are connected through a wire into the road. Brakes, brakes, brakes. Wow, the carbon ceramics. Unbelievable. Look at how it turns in. Wow. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's talk about those carbon ceramics. These carbon ceramics make my steel brakes in my GT3 feel like little pieces of shit. Now, I know there's a lot of Porsche fanboys out there that absolutely love the steel brakes, but the truth of the matter is with the steel brakes that they don't inspire that much confidence. As a matter of fact, they require so much effort to get the car to stop that it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's a huge workout to your right calf as you press and stab that pedal all the way down, and you have to apply about 40 to 50 pounds of force to get the car to stop. This car on the other hand has bite at the top of the pedal. Oh my God, and it engages so linearly. I can't believe that I never got these brakes before. They're an absolute dream. Oh, boys, wow. And I think the brakes, even though they're this great, they are not the crowning jewel of this car. I think that award goes to that 3.8 liter, because even though it has yet to be modified, even though it has yet to be sent to demand, it is so damn good, and it sounds so much better than the 4 liter in the 718. I can see how this is related to the GT3 engine in my car, whereas when I drove the 4 liter in the 718, I couldn't see the relationship. Like, it was characterful, it did sound good, but it did not sound as bassy or as aggressive as this thing. Now, I may be wrong, maybe because that thing didn't have an exhaust, I wasn't getting the full picture. I wasn't able to do an apples to apples comparison, but from the seat of my pants, this thing feels a little bit more related to my GT3. And I think that relationship with the GT3 also is exhibited in the ride. I can't believe how well this car rides over bumps. I have never once in my life thought,
oh, the GT4 is a really comfortable car.
Well, guys, it turns out that this is a car you can drive every single day. It is so comfortable. It rides over the bumps so well. No different than my GT3 Touring, which is a little bit of a shocking surprise to me, because I always thought that the GT4 was the most racy of the GT cars. I always thought it would be the least comfortable, but it turns out it's just as comfortable as my GT3. Here we go. Oh, boys, it's so good. It's so good because it provides so much stability, so much confidence to drive it like an asshole on roads like this, that you actually extract a smile from your face every single time you stab the accelerator pedal. And that's perhaps this car's best party trick, apart from the brakes, apart from the ride. It's the fact that you can drive it so hard and get so much from it, yet risk so little of your life. Like, I don't feel like I'm gonna spin this thing off and hit the side of the street or the wall. I don't feel like those things are gonna happen. I feel so confident in this car. And I think that that makes it one of the best Porsches ever made. Where the car does come up a little bit short, and everybody talks about this.
The gearing sucks, the gearing sucks.
Like, the gearing is really, really damn long. Like, in second gear, I was watching the speedometer. I was going the better part of 82 miles an hour. Get that, 82 miles an hour in second gear, which means that you can't use this gearbox in a day-to-day traffic scenario like this. You have to basically keep the car between first and second gear to have any fun, and then you're only shifting from 1 to 2 and back to 1, and it becomes a game to shift between those 2 gears at every given opportunity, and that does dampen the fun just a bit. I do wish that they gave us a little bit shorter gearing, but again, that's what demand is for. I'm gonna send this thing up to demand, and they will go ahead and take care of this long gearing issue. So I'm not too worried about it, because even though the gearing is not ideal, this stick is absolutely delicious. And get this, so we're in first gear. I'm gonna go through first, second, and third. Dude, so much satisfaction in rowing those gears. And then you get on the brakes and you feel the balance and you feel this steering. It has so much feel wriggling through this little leather wrapped device. Sometimes it's hard for me to convey the amazingness of these automobiles, but I hope that you get it through this camera, because it really is a good car. It really is a good car, but I think it's important, guys. I've praised this car pretty much from front to back, every single aspect of it. What's wrong with it? I do feel that from factory, the car is indeed a tad bit underpowered. I don't feel like, you know, it's scary enough to really instill the optimum level of fun, right? Even though it's incredible fun, and even though you can have fun with it on a road like this, I do wish it had that extra power. Again, something that demand can fix, but not something that, if you don't have a budget of $55,000 to modify a car like this, it's not necessarily something you're gonna be able to solve. Like, it's just not, it doesn't have the balls, You know what I'm talking about? The balls, that feeling that smacks your stomach when you're in a really fast car, that's absolutely terrifying. It doesn't have those balls. It's missing the fizz that my GT3 Touring's engine has at the top of the rev range from 7 to 9,000 RPM. So it's not quite as spectacular as the GT3 engine, but the fact that I can enjoy it so on a day-to-day basis makes it so damn special. Like, if you guys are in the budget or in the market for a car at $100,000, get one of these. Get one of these with the PCCBs. Maybe get it with the 918 racing buckets if you like it that rough. Now remember, I'm daily driving this car, so I like the 18-way adjustable comfort seats, but there is no better car than this for $100,000. I dare you guys to go down to the comments and give me a car better than this. So overall, guys, I'm super ecstatic to have the honor, the pleasure to drive this car every single day, because it provides a level of satisfaction as a manual sports car that is unparalleled, unmatched by 99.9% of cars on the road. Oh, wait. And this is here on the road, man. This is here on the road, downshift. Oh my goodness. Just, oh, dude. You have to get one of these for 100 grand. You have to get one of these. And when the market corrects and these are 70,000, hell yeah, baby. I cannot wait to send this thing up to demand. Get it modified to $1 million. Have it make over 550 horsepower, because it might be the best car I've ever driven. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed that review, do me a favor. Go down below. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you. That's right, baby, you. I hope that you enjoyed this, because this is a hell of a lot of fun. Hold on real quick. Ah! Dude, it's so good. I hope that you have an amazing day. Take care.